needed. You're wanted right where you are. For everywhere and when has a reason, especially now in such a brutally frigid season. And the weather at 20 below is almost just as cold. And in such times as these, when beliefs build silos to other ourselves from one another, the arts draw folk from all walks, like the campfires we've been gathering around to tell stories ever since we were gifted the original first flame. Stories we find ourselves in, the ones we find others in, the ones we find joining us together. For we're not meant to live in silos. I mean, after all, we're not grains, are we? We're not gluten. We're not even harvested yet. We're more like a living meadow, a savanna, a forest, a plain. Our blooms and pollens of many colors and scents mingling, branching into new seeds of thought and deed for coming seasons. So, are we all here now? All right. Just to make sure, let's take a moment. Let's bring the rest of ourselves to where we sit and stand right now. The parts of us out front planning the days ahead. The ones back in yesterdays editing old reruns. Bring them all here, for there's plenty of room for all of us. You know, it took me 4 years to get here, long after my arrival, almost 20 years ago now. I remember the day like it was yesterday when wonder opened up a window for me to climb out of a musty old past and into the gift of a brand new present. I ventured out from my apartment just above Roning's over there on Main Street. The quiet of an early evening, late summer day calling. Walking the sidewalks around a town I began to call home. I walked to the ballpark and I saw the Hawks play a home game under the lights and saw people I knew and met more I didn't. And it was from those meetings, face to face, which furthered the wonder on the walk back across this new to me small town. There was marvel in each home and yard as curiosity carved questions out of the darkening sky, wonderings of the stories inside those walls, seeping out into the yards, flickering like the blue hues of TVs turned on. For some reason on that day, wonder peeled away the sight of my own aging eyes, revealing the view I once had as a child. A view powered by the propensities of meeting people face to face. I'll never forget that day where I saw a new dawn at the end of a day, coming home to Hayward. But these days, it seems are vastly different, aren't they? The virtual world claims we can be social without a handshake, without the gift of presence which surrounds us, percolating throughout our senses. We might all agree that our futures lie with intelligence, but should we really rely on one they're calling artificial? Didn't we learn there's no real substitute for sugar? You know, for, butter, cooking oil, some of the staples of life. Maybe this new intelligence is artificial because it has no heart. It can't look behind the eyes of others to see the stories deep inside we all carry. So for all the promises of a smaller world and tighter connections, we're now finding there's no replacing the face-to-face, even if you call it Facebook. There's no real meeting to span the divide, which is the only major crop growing in the fields of the virtual. But here, that's why we're here. in the living local theater. We come to fan the flames of those timeless campfires we sat around. Those campfires still calling us with stories, songs, and greetings. And no matter where we come from, whether just down the road or halfway around the world, we've all come a long way just to get here. Let us honor one another's travels in time and wonder of all the stories behind one another's eyes. Held in the depths of our hearts, all of us furthering the growth of the ties that bind. Shall we do that? Yeah. Well, and along those lines, I think we got a song to match that. I forgot to mention, too, that this is the house band here of the Park Theater. Randy Wydra, Michael Pilhofer, and Randy came up with a name. We're called A Walk in the Park. Without further ado, here's A Woman in the Wind. It's hard not to wonder what more could go wrong in every single moment. Sometimes when the pressure's build and the storm's moving and you don't know if you'll ever see anyone or anything you once knew again. Like home, like home. And it's hard not to wonder what more one could do, unshackled to the Puritan brews and remembered where they came from and how far and what had made them so damn hard and rigid along the way. The zealot's curse, always a cold killer. There's a woman in the wind who sings, hold on till spring. There's a woman in the wind who sings, hold on till spring. Hold on till spring. It's hard not to wonder why we never remembered not to forget that the refugee on the road, the battered suitcase, just a small part of the load they carry, like home from home. There's a lover in the light of every harvest moon who looks towards springtime too. There's a lover in the light of every harvest moon who looks towards springtime too. Towards springtime too. in the wind who sings hold on till spring. There's a woman in the wind who sings hold on till spring. Hold on till spring. Well, you know, I did forget to mention, too, that we do have upcoming shows. You know, how many people look at our website, theparkscenter.org? You know, we have the award-winning Rachel Kilgore here next Saturday night at 7. Not to miss. And we also have Balderdash here on Friday, February 6th, the following Friday at 7 p.m. Another one, Jazz Trio, which Michael Pilhofer will be providing percussion on. And then, of course, on Berkey weekend, we will have the return of Chris Cruz and Michael Shines. But we are here. And how many of you have been to the Artist Showcase before? All right. Any first-timers for the Artist Showcase? Nice. We scour the earth. And really it doesn't take much scouring because, man, there is so much amazing talent up here in the Northwoods. And, well, like this first act. And I believe we're starting off with Holler North, right? Paul. Sorry. You know, I think this cold weather's gotten to me. I took Muckwat on a walk this morning at dawn, and maybe I froze some neurons out there. But like Paul Lawrence is originally from southern Wisconsin, born and raised, but he's performed his original folk country blues on stages from Minneapolis to Taipei, which is Taiwan. And Paul's music ranges from folksy ballads to bluesy foot stompers, all while consistently delivering exceptional vocals and finely crafted lyrics, like I heard in the sound check. Let us give Mr. Paul Lawrence a warm round of applause and welcome.
Hi, everybody. Give it up for John here.
Man, and I heard this cat at sound check and was instantly in love with the sound. Because it takes a certain, it takes cojones and a good ear and talent to be able to play spaciously, which Paul does, and fearlessly so. And now, he's originally from southern Wisconsin, but we were talking earlier, he makes his home now in Virginia. Minnesota, yes. He's a ranger.
I'm a ranger. Yeah.
You're a ranger now.
Yeah, I'm an Iron Ranger now.
What brought you up?
Well, I was living in Taiwan, and I actually got an email from someone in Hibbing, Minnesota. They said, you want to come teach at the college there? And I said, all right, let's do it. And so I wound up living in Hibbing for 1 year, and then over to Virginia, 20 miles down the road, and that's where I am kind of full-time now. So it's good to be back in the Northwoods. My mom lives in northern Minnesota, and being gone for so long, it's good to be back here. So
Yes. Welcome to the hood, right?
Yes.
Welcome back to the hood. And what did you love about Taipei?
Well, Taiwan was pretty awesome. I thought I was going to be there for 1 year and turned into 10. So it was a really good life. I enjoyed. I was a teacher over there, and just a really great lifestyle, and able to live and work and be free and have awesome friends and learn to speak another language and do all those kinds of things. You know, it might sound nice, though, to be in the tropics, but honestly, I like winter. I missed winter.
Right.
You know, it sounds good to be on a beach somewhere, but you got to remember there's mosquitoes every day of the year over there, so that's not what you want.
Yeah. So did you miss the Four Seasons?
Yes. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was too humid and too hot. I'm a Northlander.
Right.
Yeah, like my dad. And so it's good to be back here where you can cool down a little bit. Maybe not this much, but...
Well, I have a feeling he's going to warm us up. So let's hand it over to Mr. Paul Lawrence.
Well, it's so good to be with you good folks out there. And I want to thank John and Michael and everyone here at the Park Center for making me feel really welcome. It's been really great so far. And you guys can hear that guitar out there? Well, this is a true story here to get started, and I suppose if you like this one, then we'll get along just fine. This is a song off my new record. It's called Everybody's Seen Some Stuff. Well, friends, I'd like to tell you about all the stuff I've seen. I promise you what follows here is true. I've seen a mountain burning down, the deepest roots, the tallest crowns. There was nothing 6 good crews could do. I seen plumes of smoke all full of lightning from chopper rides so frightening that when we landed I let my belly spill. I've seen the ghost in the machine when the chainsaw kicked back to your knee and you saw your life flashing on that hill. I felt the typhoon winds a-blowing and earthquakes while the moon was showing. And I felt the slow cracking of a heart. I heard music that made me weepy, but when the tears dried, smiles were easy. We laughed while we sang our part. And friends, I'm well aware that trouble knows no strangers. So if you're unimpressed, if this routine here is too rough, that's okay. Everybody's seen some stuff. If you're not too fond of these silly poker bluffs, well, everybody's seen some stuff. And I've seen people go off the deep end, let their fists fly to make it even. Well, sometimes they'd hug it out when they were done. I've seen the toll a culture takes on gentle souls in ancient places. Man, we'll do anything to say we've won. And I've been lost in the great Northwoods where a compass ain't any good. And I've been nights inside a tiny jail cell. I helped a house become a home, but now we split off on our own. No matter how it goes, I wish you well. And all these stories, they're not really different than anybody else's. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen some crazy stuff too. But if we learn each other's stories, then maybe we plant seeds of love. It seems about the least that we could do. And friends, I'm well aware that trouble knows no strangers. unimpressed. If this routine here is too rough, that's okay. Everybody's seen some stuff. If you're not too fond of these silly poker bluffs, well, everybody's seen some stuff. Everybody's seen some stuff. Everybody's seen some stuff. Whoa, everybody's seen some stuff. Thank you. Well, that song right there, I'm excited to see Balderdash is coming here in a couple weeks. Don't miss Balderdash, you guys, because Sue Orfield is an amazing saxophone player, and Randy Sins on the bass. You just can't go wrong. I was fortunate enough to get to know Randy and Sue a little bit, and you know, if you like Randy's bass playing, you could check out my record back there, Taiwan Winter. Randy plays bass on about half of the tracks, so that's pretty fun to see him on the poster back there, and what a great guy. And we're gonna do a tune here off my first record, the gray one, where I'm walking around on the great sand dunes in Colorado there, and it's the title track, and it's called "A Dance on the Dust We're Bound to Bite." Continue this rambling life of mine is your tacit approval, then I'll be fine. So why don't we talk like we used to, easy and free? And when we finally get back to the beginning, we'll be able to see that what is going on around here is we're both convinced our story is right. And what is going on around here, a dance on the dust we're bound to bite. And what is going on around here, the cookie jar lid is screwed on too tight. And what is going on around here is a little bit like being lost at night in the woods, the moonlit woods, where all I need for the evening is a place to stay with you, my loyal companion. Nothing to do but sit down right here in this parking lot. We stare at the stars and remind ourselves that we could make it wherever we are. And what is going on around here, the city looks dull but the wild is bright. And what is going on around here, a struggle between the dark and the light. And what is going on around here, a dance on the dust we're bound to bite. And what is going on around here is a little bit like being lost at night in the woods, the moonlit woods. We're both convinced our story is right. And what is going on around here, a dance on the dust we're bound to bite. And what is going on around here, the cookie jar lid is screwed on too tight. And what is going on around here is a little bit like being lost at night in the woods, the moonlit woods. And all I need to continue this rambling life of mine is Use your tacit approval, then I'll be fine, I'll be fine. Thank you. Go ahead for another tune. Thank you guys so much. Well, on my way here, it was such a beautiful day for a drive, and I took Highway 77. What a lovely drive from 53 on 77 over here. It was beautiful, and I saw a lumber yard. And you know, every time I see a lumber yard, I think about my Uncle Julie, who used to take me trout fishing up in the UP. And the past couple summers, I was fortunate enough to go play a festival called the Porcupine Mountain Music Festival. Anyone been to the Porkies? Yeah. And so, I don't know, being up here in the Northwoods and seeing that lumber yard today, I think I'm gonna sing this song for my Uncle Julie, who used to take me trout fishing up here. This goes out to all you anglers out there. My Uncle Julie. Pardon me, we have a little tech malfunction there. All right. My Uncle Julie, he was a real-life North Country lumberjack. He earned a living in the woods, cutting tree with his saw. And he used to sit on a rusty lawn chair under the tall pines in our backyard as his pack of Marbreds, one by one, disappeared in his craw. And those huge arms, perfect for lifting up boulders and stumps, and his hands were like gloves, all leather and rough. But out by the trout streams, that's where he loved to linger the most. And I followed his sure-footed steps o'er the slick cedar duff, o'er the slick cedar duff. Trudge the marshes, through hassocks and beaver-back channels, till we found where the dam they built made the water run slow. We'd cast out our crawlers, or maybe a couple of August grasshoppers, and wait for the pull of the brookie from the darkness below, from the darkness below. But now I can't remember how long it's been since I hiked them woods where I used to crawl down to the Big Cedar River with a pole and a creel. But Uncle Julie, next time I'm there, I'll be thinking of you, and I'll retrace our footsteps and see how they feel. See how they feel. We cast out our crawlers, or maybe a couple of August grasshoppers, and wait for the pull of the brookie from the darkness below. From the darkness below. Thank you guys.
Mr. Paul Lawrence. You know we're going to have him back. All right. And, speaking of, we are going to have an intermission. And I know both Paul Lawrence and Holler North have merch, music, and all kinds of things for sale out in the front. And this is, just so you know, this is a giant thank you to the community from us here at the Park Center, thanking you for your support of the performing arts. So we like to do these things. And these guys come from all over the place to do this, just to contribute to the Park Center. So if you like what you hear tonight, go home with some merch. Yes. And now I know some of you know who's coming up next, I believe, because she's no stranger to these parts. DeAnn Rasmussen is a Wisconsin storyteller who loves sharing her words with other people. Because we share many life experiences, if she speaks to the path we are on, then perhaps her words will help connect to things that are important to us. If she touches even one person with her words, then she feels she has been truly blessed. And I have a feeling she's going to touch more than one of us. So without further ado, let's welcome DeAnn Rasmussen.
I think it'll be fine. You know what? This is really weird. I can't see anything. That's the brightest light I think I've ever been under.
Don't worry, we won't interrogate you too much.
No. I guess that's probably how it would feel. It's a little bit scary.
Well, what got you interested in writing down stories?
Oh, well, I think I've been a storyteller forever. And then I was alone for quite a few years and didn't have a lot of people to talk to, and so I started journaling and writing down things that popped into my head, and then all of a sudden I realized that there was a little bit of form to it, not an awful lot, but I'm real eclectic, so my writing also is very eclectic, and some of it's really silly, and some of it's very romantic, and some of it's very earth-centered, and so.
What else did you do when you said you lived alone for quite a few years?
Well, I was single, not necessarily by choice, but I had been divorced and just lived alone. I thought I needed to get my head on straight, and I did.
And did the muse help that process?
Oh, absolutely, because it helped me reflect what was in my mind, and that was a good thing. And then I realized, of course, the writing I feel like comes from the creator. And then I get these words in my head, and I have to go find a paper and pencil, and I write it down, and I go, really? It's like, where did that come from? It's just, so I'm a storyteller first, and a writer, all mixed together.
So you're like a secretary to the divine.
Well, that's a great way to put it. Yeah, I love that. That makes a lot of sense. So.
Well, and that's old. I think one of the first people I heard talk about it in that way was Hildegard von Bingen. She was a 9th century nun and composer of music, and she said, I just record what comes down through me. It's not mine.
You're right, exactly. So I sometimes equate it to this. You're going to love this. So there are some chickens out there that lay colored eggs. And so the chicken lays a purple egg, and she goes, did I do that? I really liked that. And that's kind of like the writing. I read it back and I go, oh, did I do that? I really like that. So.
Nice. Yeah, so it is kind of like getting out of the way, right?
Oh, for
so
sure.
Can move
Yep.
through.
Yep. So anyway, I want to start with. I'll probably preface most of this with stories because even if I hear a song on the radio, I go, I wonder who wrote that. I wonder who plays bass. I wonder who's singing harmony, and why they wrote it. And a lot of singers or musicians will tell you the story behind the words, and that's basically what this is about. It's a story behind the words.
DeAnn Rasmussen.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, so the first thing I want to read is called The Penguin Strut. And it's very apropos to what we're going through right now with this weather. I was living in the cities and in an apartment, and we had an ice storm overnight, and I went out to my car, and it was just, everything was like a half an inch of ice. It was just glare. And so this is the Penguin Strut. The parking lot's a sheet of ice. And now that I have fallen twice, the penguin who I thought absurd is now a most respected bird. For as he wobbles to and fro negotiating ice and snow, he wears a grin upon his face and keeps a slow and steady pace. He barely lifts his feet and then slides a bit and steps again, and slow but sure he makes his way to where he needs to go that day. With giant steps we rush around. Take 2 steps and hit the ground. We check for broken bones and then scramble up and try again. The penguin strut is most absurd, but as you watch the silly bird, you see his way is best of all. You never ever see him fall. So when you're faced with ice and snow, slide and wobble to and fro. Learn to strut with style, and then you'll probably never fall again. And we're going through that right now. It's just ridiculous. So, okay, I have a couple other things that I wrote at that same period of time when I was living in that apartment complex in the cities. And the view out my window was another building. It was like, this is just not right. And so we had a big snowstorm one night, and it was just gorgeous. I looked out, it went, and to respite my view of that apartment building, I now had this beautiful snow-covered world. So this is called Winter Repose. Like the gentle rabbit, sitting huddled in the twilight, I send my heart out to lie in the bank of the soft, cool, clean, new snow, to view the world from a quieter place. And there, with my eyes closed just enough to see things through snow-fringed lashes, I find that all the trees are covered with diamonds. I wonder if it's the snowflakes or the tears that make them sparkle so. The next one is called Ode to a Streetwise Raccoon, which now we go from quiet to silly. I took some garbage out to the dumpster, and in the middle of the cities, here is a raccoon in the garbage cans. So I thought, this is really not right. So it's called Ode to a Streetwise Raccoon. Standing there defiantly with mask in place, you looked at me, and I was taken by surprise to see your haunting wild eyes. You really shouldn't be here. This isn't meant to be. You should be in the woods, living wild and free. How sad for you to live this way, bound by the city every day. But you're the streetwise city kind. I wonder, do you ever mind when night birds call and stars come out to softly light your way? Do you long for babbling brooks and trees and new-mown hay? I do. And that's how I felt. I couldn't wait to get out of the cities. I mean, it was okay at the time, but this is where I belong. Okay, now I want to read you a love poem, since it's going to be Valentine's Day pretty soon. And actually, this poem is about enduring love. We all have this big circle of love that includes so many people. And of course, they can't all be right there next to us all the time where we can feel their warmth. And so I think it's important to be able to look around, see the person you love in the things around you, and then make your own connection to that so that you do feel their warmth and you don't feel so empty and so sad. And so this is about enduring love. It's called If You Were. If you were a pebbled beach in a quiet cove, I'd be the rising tide and cover you with love. And if you were a field of new fallen snow, I'd be the diamond flakes that make you sparkle so. If you were a flower now, baby, don't you know, I'd be the summer sun and I would make you grow. If you were a tiny seed that grew into a tree, I'd be a vine around you and keep you close to me. If you were a songbird, a soft and gentle thing, I'd be the song in your heart that makes you want to sing. And were you an eagle soaring high up in the sky, I'd be the spirit in you that lifts you up that high. Should you be a lonesome pine standing on a hill, I'd be a breeze and whisper that I love you still. And were you an eagle soaring high up in the sky, I'd be the spirit in you that lifts you up that high. Now if you were a cloud in the sky high above, I'd be the setting sun and you'd reflect my love. And should you be the evening star in the darkened sky, I'd be the moon and kiss you as you went drifting by. If you were the heart that beats inside of me, I would be the love that sets your spirit free. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now this is a little essay that I wrote actually 40 years ago. In 4 days, it will be the 40th anniversary of the Challenger exploding. And we probably all remember that vividly. I mean, it was just such a shock. Now, most of us have had that visual image. I did not have a TV at that time, so my perspective was different. It was a perspective from the heart, rather than a visual image that just stuck with me forever. So I wrote this the next day. It's called When Heroes Die. From the heart of a dreamer. On January 28, 1986, we lost the Space Shuttle Challenger, and with it her crew of 7 souls. Why do we as an entire nation mourn so deeply when our heroes die? Partly because they are the stuff that our dreams are made of, and we are not only mourning the loss of a fellow human being, but our shattered dreams as well. Behind every good man, there is a good woman. Behind every good woman, there is a good man. And behind every great American hero, there is a great national spirit, nurturing the dreams and working together to make them come true. In our hearts, we streak down the field with the running back who has the ball, and he's our hero for the moment. We align ourselves with the people who stand up and entertain us, the people whose spirit of adventure has discovered new worlds for us, the people who pioneer the fields of science and medicine, and our spiritual and national leaders. They are the people that, because of the special gifts that God has given them, are doing the things that make them heroes to us. They have earned our respect and admiration, and we follow their accomplishments with a sense of pride and love, and sometimes even a twinge of envy. We all have our own unique gifts given to us by God, but our heroes always seem to have an extra measure of that special something that sets them apart from the rest of us. and they are very important to us. Because they are the stuff of our dreams, they are an intimate part of us, of our lives. We passionately walk in their shoes, holding our breath when they are in danger, cheering for them when their dreams become reality, and mourning them deeply when they are taken from us in the middle of those dreams. When our heroes die, we mourn for the love now lost and the dreams now shattered. Thank you. Now the next poem that I want to read, last one, is a salute to our heroes that protect us, stand up for us, give us our freedom, the men and women who serve our country. And this is a salute to them. I was working in a hardware store, and a man came in, walking with crutches and just dragging his legs, and my coworker looked at him and she goes, "Well, what happened to you?" And he said, "Vietnam." And I thought, oh. So, of course, I'm at work, and I had these words kind of spinning around. I couldn't wait till I got home to write them down. And I didn't know if I'd ever see him again. I carried them around in my backpack for about 3 months, maybe longer. And one day he came back in, and I thought, I said, "I have something for you." And he said, "What?" And I said, "I wrote you a poem." And he said, "Okay." And he asked me if he could read it, and I said, "Sure." So, when someone is just overcome with emotion and their face just crumples. And his face just crumpled, and he said, "It's been 20 years and no one has ever thanked me." And I thought, well, it's way past time. So this is called Thanks to Thee. I didn't know you at the time when your life was on the line. And though a stranger you may be, may I still give thanks to thee? My friends and I were older, caught up in a life of husbands and babies and domestic strife, while you and the young bloods of our land were carrying guns and taking a stand. I knew nothing of that stand, so removed was I. But I'm sure that still today you hear the battle cry. You were no one that I knew, and so I didn't pray for you. But now whene'er you walk my way, I hold you in my heart and pray. And though a stranger you may be, may I still give thanks to thee. Thank you.
DeAnn Rasmussen. Wow. I think we're going to have her back too, right? Yes. Can I still give thanks to thee? To all the veterans. All right. Now, before intermission, we got our third act coming up. Holler North, a dynamic country full duo hailing from the heart of the Northwoods. Suzanne and Matt have a deep-rooted love for each other and their craft. They have been writing and performing together throughout their entire marriage. Let's give a warm round of applause for Holler North.
Hello, Northerners. I'm so hot.
Yes, you are.
Nice.
That's right.
That's great. Well, along those lines, I always like to ask couples, okay, how did you guys meet?
University of Wisconsin, Eau Claire. I walked into the listening lab, and she told me I was hot and asked if I had a boyfriend.
A girlfriend, honey.
Either or.
Right, either
Very
one.
Progressive. Very progressive in Hayward and Eau Claire.
Yes.
No, the truth was I was stalking her for like 3 years, and she didn't know I existed. And, you know, over time, if you work really hard, John, you can wear people down and marry them for 27 years. Yeah.
Right on. So I think you answered my second question. Then is who saw it first?
Oh, I did. Yeah.
You did.
I saw it before she ever saw me. No, but we met at the University of Wisconsin, Eau Claire, go Blue Golds in the music department. Yeah. Any Blue Golds in the room? Yeah, all right.
Right on. Well, and how did you finally see it?
How did I see it?
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Well, you know, we're done with summer break, and we had met in a group called the Kids from Wisconsin.
Come on.
Anybody know the group
Yes.
Kids from Wisconsin?
Yes.
I was a singer dancer, and Matt was in the band, and the singer dancers didn't really talk to the band geeks. But I'm kidding. I'm so kidding. I'm a year older than Matt.
And a half.
And so I was like going off to college, and he was like just getting his driver's license. So I wasn't really too concerned of what was all taking place there. But he was a very nice young man, indeed. And so then I was already attending the University of Eau Claire, and he came, and so I knew him from our good old Kids from Wisconsin days. And he just showed up tall, dark, and handsome. I was like, oh my gosh, he looks Latino. He's so cute. And
You know, if you never believed in miracles, today's the day that this white Polish dude looked Latino at any point in history, even for just one moment.
I mean,
That's
but
all I needed.
you can dance. You can dance.
I can polka.
The man can dance.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was kind of like love at first sight, second time seeing him. So I don't know
I
if
don't
that
think
works.
that's a thing.
But I did very coyly say, I don't know, I think I was just in this space and I wasn't dating anyone, and I kind of already knew him, so a friendship was established, you know. So very coyly I was like, Matt, you look great. Do you have a girlfriend? And I was kind of like just being coy and funny, and he was like, yes, I do. And I said, oh, that's too bad. That's really too bad.
But we fixed that real quick.
And we just fell madly in love.
And they are more than friends, folks, because, you know, I don't know about you, but I've heard this old adage, like, build a house, lose a spouse. Anybody else hear that? No one? Well, I think these two have built at least 2 houses together.
We just built our third house, yeah.
Third house.
And
We're
like
trying to make
built
money
it,
somehow.
Yeah.
You build a house, you sell a house. You build a house, you sell a house. You build your wealth.
You got to figure something out as artists.
Yes, you do.
And now they're up in Phillips.
We are,
right?
and we love it. Holler North.
Holler North. Without further ado, here's Holler North.
When it comes, it's like the summer rain washing over you and all the pain you've ever had. When it comes, it's like your first real kiss, 'cause the ones before were not like his. You came alive. When it comes, it's like that pale moonlight on that river bend that December night. We couldn't believe our eyes. Oh, we knew right away she was calling our name. Holler North, we ain't got troubles. Holler North, where the blessings double out on the back porch by the rocks and the river. Holler North, where the days drift by. Holler North to the starlit sky above the back porch by the rocks and the river. Our feet hit that dirt and we crossed the line. We made up our minds. This was it. This was home. Oh, it pushed our soul. There was no threshold that could keep us from what's always been waiting there. Oh, they say when it rains, it pours. We say when it comes, and there's no wishing anymore. Holler north, we ain't got troubles. Holler north, where the blessings double out on the back porch by the rocks and the river. Holler north, where the days drift by. Holler north to the starlit sky above the back porch by the rocks and the river. Yeah! Holler north, we ain't got trouble. Holler north, where the blessings double out on the back porch by the rocks and the river. Holler north, where the days drift by. Holler north to the starlit sky above the back porch by the rocks and the river. Yeehaw! Oh my gosh, we love a good river song. Just take me to the river. That's my happy place. So it's been years and years coming. We have been dreaming since the beginning of time, well, really the beginning of our marriage, which is 25 years plus, by the way. 27.
27.
27. He's put up with me for 27 years, you guys.
And here's the thing. Of those 27 years, 7 of them, amazing. 20 of them, a couple of children.
I know what he's going to say. Yeah.
You know, you
couple of
guys, do we
children.
have any, we have parents with children, right? Like, marriage is really
Love
fun.
love them, but okay to see you go.
Oh my gosh, empty nesting, guys, it's
The best.
I mean, I
It's
know,
the
I
best.
think I saw somebody in the room, and forgive me, I think I saw somebody in the room earlier coming in here who is pregnant. We have a daughter who's pregnant now, and it's so exciting. But let me tell you, in 18 years, your life is going to be amazing. Because that kid's going to get out of the house, and you're going to go on dates with your husband again. It's going to be
it's amazing.
incredible.
So we've been waiting for this, and this is kind of our first time back on the stage after a year because we found our river property and we spent the summer. It was so beautiful in our camper, our little camper, all nestled up in the woods.
We lived for 5 months
In a camper.
in a 1968 little camper on the Elk River in Phillips, Wisconsin.
And we built our
And
cabin.
we're still together.
And it was the dream. It's always been the dream. And we found it. And that's what that song Holler North was about. It's like when we knew, when my feet touched the earth, I was like, oh, baby, this is home. And Matt's like, we haven't even seen the river. I'm like, I don't need to. This is it. This is it. And then the river was gorgeous. But anyway.
It's good.
This next song is called Stand the Test of Time. And as we just mentioned, we've been together a long time. And I don't know if many of you share the sentiment, but I think it says a lot about you if you can hang in there.
Yeah, I think so.
And just do life with your person. And there were times where we're like, are we going to make it? Are we going to make it? Especially those 20 years with our kids in the house.
Let's be honest, there's probably more times when Susie is like, am I going to really stay in this with this guy?
No,
She did,
it's been so good, but at the same time, you know, life throws stuff at you, and it's really, really hard. And so this is just a song I wrote one summer evening on the back porch. It's called Stand the Test of Time. And no matter what we've been through and the things that we've gone through, and it's been a long, baby, that like you are still that bright, shining star in my world.
Likewise. And I'm Polish, and it's a rite of passage that if you're Polish and you happen to be a musician, you better own an accordion. And
I mean, you do some pretty sweet magic acts, too.
You better try to play it.
No, you're not going to do one? Okay.
I could.
No, that's okay.
Here we go.
2, 3, 4. It's after midnight on a warm summer's night, and I'm just thinking to myself of all the stars that have come into my life. You shine brighter than anybody else. The way you came into my life, and that you've stayed this long through all this time. Moments they come and go, our memories they steal the show. That's why I will never let you go. Love can be so hard to find, and it can make you lose your mind. That's why I love that tests you, can stand the test of time. Was bet on for always, no matter what, that we would always be just us. What we let in, what we threw out would make us better in the long run. Moments they come and go, our memories they steal the show. That's why I will never let you go. Love can be so hard to find, and it can make you lose your mind. That's why I love that tests you, can stand the test of time. Oh. Moments they come and go, our memories they steal the show. That's why I will never let you go. Love can be so hard to find, and it can make you lose your mind. That's why I love that tests you, can stand the test of time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Can we play one more for you before intermission? Is that
we
okay?
need a little help.
We do need help.
We do have a merch table out there, and actually what we're doing is we're raffling off whoever gets to jumpstart our car after the show. So you're going to want to sign up for that. All right, this one's going to need a little help. I've got this nice low voice, and I have a feeling, we're in the Great North. There's some other good, hearty voices in the audience here. So
Matt will keep singing with you too.
Ba-doom, ba-doom. Can you do that with me? We're going to do it again, except it's a little different here.
Ba-doom, ba-doom. It goes up there.
Let's try. Here we go.
Oh, nice bass.
Ba-doom, ba-doom. Good, good. And now we're going to do this. Ba-doom, ba-doom. Ba-doom, ba-doom. Yeah. Okay, let's keep that going. Here we go.
Let me hear it.
Ba-doom, ba-doom.
Mama, she don't know
Ba-doom,
what's right for me.
Ba-doom,
Even
ba-doom.
though
Don't give up on me.
she thinks
Ba-doom,
she
ba-doom.
does. Ba-doom, ba-doom. And no one should be in my company
Ba-doom,
that
ba-doom.
doesn't think the way she
Ba-doom,
does.
ba-doom.
Oh, mama, you're killing my reputation.
Ba-doom,
Ba-doom, ba-doom.
ba-doom, ba-doom.
And it don't matter who
Ba-doom, ba-doom.
is right or wrong,
Ba-doom,
'cause
ba-doom.
mama, she's always
Ba-doom,
right.
Ba-doom, ba-doom.
And I've learned that mama,
Ba-doom, ba-doom.
well, she's keeping track.
Ba-doom,
And it's
ba-doom.
so pointless to
Ba-doom, ba-doom.
find. Oh, mama, you're killing my reputation. We go. If you want, put your hands together. When I go out, mama, she's right there, asking me where I'll be. And I'll say, mama, you don't need to know. Come on, mama, I'm 43. Oh, mama, you're killing my reputation. Oh, mama, you're killing my reputation. Mama, I'll be honest, you need to start living your own life, or I'm gonna pack my bags and run far, far away and help Daddy find a new way. Mama, there's something that I need you to know. Deep down, I'm sort of grateful that someone could care, could love me so much. And now it's my turn, mama, to drive you nuts. Oh, mama, I'm gonna ruin your reputation. Oh, mama, I'm gonna ruin your reputation. Here we go.
Holler North. And we're going to have them back too.
Woo!
That song reminds me of a quote that, gal, Rhett Butler told Scarlett O'Hara. She was worried about her reputation, and he said, well, my darling, with enough courage, one can live without a reputation. We're going to have them back. There's merch. Meet two people you did not know when you got here tonight, and we'll see you back here in 10, 15 minutes or so. All right? Come on back. nationality is said to be marching towards destination. Many are they who say only they can point the way, while fortune's footfalls echo in all directions, 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 directions. From the highest tower, the knight in shining armor, and the erudite scholar, from those who set sail to the keenest towns, none of them can follow her trail. Not fortune's trail, not for very long. Dignity as a currency begs for change somewhere back in the halls of sweet old memory. With every veil rent and seed of mystery spent, within any final hour rises up a boulder tomorrow. The only end of the world is yesterday, all else is a mere change in scenery. It's all changing scenery. We're all changing scenery. And dignity as a currency begs for change somewhere back in the halls of sweet old memory. Some leave this place brighter, others darker than they found. That's the way it's always been and will be from Emerald City to smallest town, from man to mouse, mansions to humble house, from creatures and kingdoms both great and small. The gods hold all to the same law. That which rises like the sun must also one day fall. It all falls down, we all fall down. But if time smiles kindly, more allotted to one's reign, that which falls like a setting sun may live yet more, to rise again and again and again and again and again and again. Maybe on that day, sweet old dignity will no longer beg for change back in the halls of sweet old memory. Sweet old memory. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And I think without further ado, I'd like to hear some more songs from Paul Lawrence, wouldn't you? Mr. Paul Lawrence.
How about a walk in the park? Well, my record out there is called Taiwan Winter. I spent about 10 years living over in Taiwan, and I took a lot of trips back and forth, and this next tune is kind of like a little song about coming and going so many times and kind of realizing that we're Wherever you go, you can call home. I'm a-going home, but I'm leaving home too. All the paperwork, it just came through. I'm Minnesota bound with my Taiwan mountain hound. On a straight line back to you. I've been working, yeah, trying to save a little dough. I got plans to invest it all in a giant patch of snow, then let it melt down in the heat. I never had water quite so sweet. On a straight line wherever I go. Out my window sways the Pacific blue. She keeps calling out to me somewhere new. One last look, then move along from this house we filled with song. On a straight line back to you. Now it might seem like I'm moving side to side, and maybe my favorite game is to run away and hide, but you've been staying on my mind no matter what I do. On a straight line back to you. Now this here straight line, it's just the future pulling me. 1 minute in control, the next got a date with destiny. Have some faith and live it well, and it's okay to rest a spell. Well, I'm on a straight line and that's right where I ought to be. Now I done things a good writer should never do. I didn't check my sources, now they got me wondering who it really is that I miss most, the one whose heart I keep close. On a straight line back to you. I'm on a straight line back to you. Thank you. Well, that was a true story. I brought my dog. I put my dog on an airplane from Taipei to San Francisco, and she didn't drink any water or make any messes in the box that she was in. And then when I got her in the airport in San Francisco, she popped out and she drank all the water at once out of her little bowl. And so good to have my pooch with me from Taiwan. True story. I was playing a music festival there, and they were in Taiwan. Sometimes people leave some dogs out. They have a little bit of a stray dog problem, and our host at the festival said, "We got all these stray dogs that someone dumped in a box, you know, on the side of the road." And I said, "Yeah, I'm not going to take a stray dog. I got enough stuff going on." And then I was up late playing music with some friends, and wouldn't you know it, but little Gracie, she walked right into my open guitar case and fell asleep. So that's how I got Gracie, who is waiting patiently for me at home. Anyway, let's go back to the 1990s, where all good things start. I'm gonna play a song about a movie from my youth, and I don't like to watch movies more than once, but this one I think captivated everyone's attention and just became a big movie. And I always kind of thought the actors were pretty cool, and just kind of like wondered what happened at the end of this movie. And then, so I kind of wrote my alternate ending to this one, and I don't know. You guys can see what you think about it. Anybody out there remember Shawshank Redemption? Poor old Andy Dufresne. He crawled through the sewer and got washed clean by the rain. And then he tried to let go of all the lies and the pain. He made his way down some Mexican beach town and he wrote a letter to Mr. Morgan Freeman. But when Mr. Freeman finally showed up, that's when the credits rolled. And what happened next has seldom been told, but I picture them sitting in some dingy cafe, milking a few cold ones with a view of the bay. But they're not reminiscing in a typical way. Their memories are heavy. There's not much left to say, so they talk about boats and the birds on the roof. They talk about growing old and what they might do, but they dare not speak about the horrible truth of all that they'd seen. And everything they knew, they just kept on living, their toes in the sand. Poor old Andy Dufresne and his good friend, Mr. Morgan Freeman. And then one bright blue afternoon, they took Andy's boat out to sea. Andy said he wanted to feel the breeze in his face and the salt in his teeth. But Mr. Freeman, he gave that all-knowing look, and then he winked and said, sure, why not? But they went too far past the point where a big wind and their sails got caught, and that old boat, it was rattled, and then it started to crack. But Andy just smiled and he said, anyhow, ain't no damn reason I should go back. And them two poor souls, they were laughing as they drifted on down. They couldn't help but notice their whole lives coming back around. And if that's not the ending that you had in mind, I wouldn't blame you for getting upset. 'Cause friendship like that is so hard to find. Could you imagine if they'd never met? But I choose to picture them living with their toes in the sand. Poor old Andy Dufresne and his good friend, Mr. Morgan Freeman. Whoa, whoa. Mr. Morgan Freeman. Hey. All right, well, thank you guys so much. And can we make some noise for John here for hosting, doing a great job? And And also, and Michael, too. Michael putting all this together. Michael did a lot of work. And I met Connie. Connie's back there somewhere making popcorn, so it's good to walk in and have a fresh popcorn smell. That always feels good at an old theater like this. And one more time for yourselves for coming out here and listening to some live music. Really appreciate it. This last tune here is kind of a bluesy tune I wrote, and when I was younger, I feel like maybe you had the same experience. You feel like you know things, you got the world figured out when you're 24. Everything is pretty easy, and then you get older, and even though you know more things, like I've read more books, I've seen more stuff, everything's a little bit less clear now. And you got the good influence over here, and then the bad influence over here. Everything is like a big gray area. Running home last night around 10 when the fire broke out, blazing in the night sky, the moon so bright, a feeling came about. Smoke was in your hair like a sour cigarette, and the house was in the dirt, choking on the air if we breathe too deep, and the truth is gonna hurt. There's a devil on my shoulder, there's a devil in my heart. The devil's in the science, and a devil plays a part. The devil gonna tell me when it's time to start. Yeah, your gravity ain't real. And we were flying home in the morning gloom when the clouds began to clear, and people made their way to edge of the sea, and the tide was crashing near. The sun was in your eye like the spark that sparked us all, and the stars were in the sand. It's funny how the more I'm able to recall, the less I understand. There's an angel on my shoulder, there's an angel in my heart. An angel's in the science, and an angel plays a part. An angel gonna tell me when it's time to start. Your gravity ain't real. Shoulder, there's a devil in my heart. The devil's in the science, and a devil plays a part. The devil gonna tell me it's time to start. Your gravity ain't real. Thank you folks so much.
Mr. Paul Lawrence. Without further ado, I'm just going to bring up the next guest, DeAnn Erickson. Come on up, DeAnn. We were talking earlier. She was telling me about a campfire. And so I think, you have one about a campfire.
I do. I'm going to read it a little bit later, not right this minute.
All right. Without further ado, DeAnn Rasmussen.
Okay. I want to read a couple things about dogs because I know that a lot of you have dogs and they're part of your family. So the first one is called the Retriever. We've had English Cockers forever, and they're really good hunters, but they can also be a really good couch potato. They're just a well-kept secret. So I shouldn't even say the name of the breed because we don't want too many people out there to have them, or they'll get overbred and then they won't be so nice. So anyway, the Retriever is about Earl, and he carried everything around, mostly Eric's stuff because Eric didn't pick anything up, so of course his stuff was laying around. But he would be getting dressed in the morning, he'd say, "Okay, Earl, go find my shoe." And Earl would run all over the house, and he'd find his shoe and bring it to him, and he'd say, "Thank you, good boy, now go find my other shoe," and he would. So he was a pretty good kid. So anyway, this is called the Retriever, and it's about Earl. Here comes Earl. Wonder what he's got now. Looks like one of your gloves. Earl, bring it here. Sit, stay, drop it. Thank you. Good boy. He's been a retriever all of his life. He doesn't even chew stuff up. He just carries it around, well, except for his blankie. He paws it up into a pile, turns around 3 times, and lays down. Then he chews on it a little bit and gives it a tug and a rip just to enjoy the sound. One day, God looks up, and here comes Earl. "Hi, Earl. Welcome. What have you got?" "Oh, it's one of my dad's old shoes. He gave it to me a long time ago. Thought you might like to see it." "Very nice, Earl. Bring it here. Sit, stay, drop it. Thank you. Good boy." Now, here is a little last line on that. You guys probably all remember this song, Mr. Earl. His friends call him Speedo, but his real name is Mr. Earl. Okay, and then this one is about another dog that we had that actually fished. It's called When Hobbs Goes Fishing. Now, I knew one other dog that did fish. Those of you familiar with the cable area know the name Rasmussen really well, and there's a plumbing company up there. Dennis Rasmussen had a golden retriever that fished. So if he came to the house for anything, he would bring George with him, and George and Hobbs would go down to the lake and fish. So this is When Hobbs Goes Fishing. I know of a dog who loves to fish. Granted, it's hard to imagine this. He wades in the water up to his chest. That's 18 inches of water at best for Hobbs, as little as doggies go. A fact that he doesn't seem to know. Now, fishies aren't scared of doggy feet, though it's not something they expect to meet, but his chances are good of seeing them there. They swim around him with nary care. He struts through the water with purpose and style, and everything is calm for a while. Then he begins to earnestly fish. It makes me smile remembering this. He stops and he looks, and you know that his eyes have spotted a fish he considers a prize. He peers in the water, cocking his head. And this is the moment the fishy should dread, and you can tell there's a lunker down there by the way that his tail is fanning the air. He strikes with a style he has practiced for years by plunging his face in over his ears and looks for the fish that he knows must be there till he finally has to come up for air. Undaunted, he blinks and shakes his head and looks for another fish instead. He never tires of fishing that way. He's down at the lake most of the day. Hobbs is the classy little guy. He don't catch much, but he sure does try. Hobbs almost did catch a lunker one fine day, a fish so big he wanted to put it on display. That big old fish was Shadow, the one that got away. And that will be a story for some other sunny day. Thank you. It was so much fun to watch him fish. It was just hysterical. Oh. Okay, now I've just got a couple of other random poems that kind of relate to some of the other things that we've been hearing other people's writing, which, by the way, it is so cool to be in the middle of so many great writers. I applaud them all because they're really cool. That's just great. Okay, the next one is called March 31st. And, you know, by March 31st, we think it should be spring. I mean, around here, it's not, but we're ready for it to be spring. So this is called March 31st. March threw down a gauntlet today. Weather so severe as to test the strength of any living thing. And in my yard, surrounded by sleet, hail, and snow from the cauldrons of March, a crocus, stunning in its simple beauty and tenacity. If it can survive these meanest of conditions, then I will study its ways, so that I too may grow beyond adversity. Thank you. Okay, I was talking to somebody about writing haikus. I think maybe it was Michael when I first came in or something. Anyway, I write, and sometimes I don't know what it's going to be. I mean, it's all free form, although some of it rhymes and some of it doesn't. But I ended up writing a haiku one day that's just called Haiku for Mother Earth. I was in Alaska and way up in the interior, and years and years and years ago they had done some gold mining, and the land was just ripped up. And I was talking to somebody and I said, why is this still like this? And they said, oh, it'll heal itself. And I thought, no, it won't. It's permafrost. It's not going to heal itself. So this is what came out. It's called Haiku for Mother Earth. Silently she weeps, torn and raped. She stands alone. Mother Earth, she weeps. Just okay, now here's another one that is somewhat relevant to that, because some things we just never forget, and some things kind of can go away pretty fast. This is called Tears. And it's also very, very short. I mean, some of the stuff is really short and some of it's really long. And anyway, tears on the outside fall on the ground and slowly go away. Tears on the inside fall on the heart and stay and stay and stay. Thank you. Okay, John, here's the campfire. He was talking about campfires, and I thought that's really funny because I just have a little paragraph that I wrote about campfires one time, and I thought, well, this ties in really nice. And it's just a paragraph, and it's called The Campfire. The next time you are sitting around a campfire, consider this. Nothing is ever lost in the universe. Study the colors of the flames. Feel the heat. How like the sun it is. Universally, what you are is God's gift to you. What you become is your gift to God. Thus it is, even with the trees, and campfires are the trees giving back the sun. Right, John? Okay, now this one, I have permission from Michael to read this. It's a bit of a stretch. A friend of mine recently gave me a book called The Book of God. And it's the Bible written like a novel. So it's stories, which is easier to relate to than pages and pages of these and thous and so-and-so begat so-and-so. And it's really nice reading. So I read the first couple chapters of it, and then I thought, now those of you who know me know how this goes. My mind just went zoom and fun. And so this is my Bible story, and it's called His First Magic Trick Ever, or subtitle, Miracles Do Happen. One day Jesus was talking to his dad, and his dad asked him how long he'd been a carpenter. Well, I'm 30 years old, and I've been a carpenter ever since I can remember, so I guess it's been a pretty long time. God said, yes, it has. I would like for you to consider a career change. How would you like to come into the family business? Jesus thought this day would never come. He felt like he'd been waiting forever. Oh, God, oh, Dad, I thought you would never ask that. His dad said, okay, here's how it goes. He proceeded to tell him that he had 10 rules that everyone needed to follow if they were going to be on his team. Jesus made sure that he had all of the 10 rules memorized, and then his dad told him to go out and tell everyone about the new company that he was starting and get as many people as he could to join the business. So, and he said the purpose of the business was to make the world a better place for everyone. Jesus had about 12 friends that he hung out with on a regular basis. He was talking to them one day and explaining to them how he was changing jobs and be working for his dad from now on. He told them about the gist of the business, and they were all very interested and excited about the possibility of being members of the team. Jesus said, well, guess what, guys? I've just been invited to a wedding, and I think that might be a good place to begin going about his business. While they were all wondering what he had up his sleeve, he told them he would tell them about his plan. He said that his friend was very poor, but he was a really hard worker, and that his wife was a very nice person. So he was sure that the two of them would be able to make a good start in life together. I can't afford to buy them a present. So I was thinking that at the wedding, I would do a magic trick just for them. It's something I've been working on with my dad, and so it's going to be quite spectacular. I'll tell you about it, how it turns out. So Jesus went to the wedding. And everything was going along nicely until the reception. The wine that they were using was awful, and they ran out really fast. So Jesus asked his friend to bring him a glass of water. And his friend told him how sorry he was that they'd run out of wine, and Jesus told him that it was okay, that he wouldn't mind having just a glass of water. When Jesus got his glass of water, he said, okay now, watch this. He said, alakazoo, alakazam, you were water, now you're wine. And everybody, sure enough, it was the best wine they'd ever had. And his friend was absolutely shocked, and he said, how in the world did you do that? How in God's name did you ever do that? And Jesus said, well, that's it exactly. It was done in God's name. God is my dad. Rather than being a carpenter for the rest of my life, I've decided that I'm going to be working with him from now on. He's opening up his business to new recruits, and he wants to tell everyone about it. He recently taught me that magic trick, and I decided that if I did it for your wedding, I would have your full attention, and you would be willing to listen to me." Everyone was gobsmacked, and sure enough, a lot of them wanted to know more about how to get on this great team. The next day, when Jesus got back together with his friends, he told them all about the wedding. They were very impressed with his magic trick, but also extremely interested in his business venture with his dad. Jesus spent the next few weeks teaching all 12 of them the 10 rules that God expected them to learn and obey. It seemed that all of them were good students and would be excellent teachers. They asked Jesus where they should start, and he said, "Follow me." And they did. The beginning. I don't suppose I would be hired for writing any of that book, but I just couldn't help myself. That's the way it went. Okay, the last thing I want to read is a poem called "Just Do It." And I write a poem for Christmas quite often. This one started out Christmassy, but then it just kind of went backwards from there. And it's a song, or it's a poem about, you know how sometimes, well, particularly where we're at in the world today, there's so much going on and we feel so impotent as one person. But the reality is we need to be proactive and be that one person and be there for our brothers and sisters, make the world a better place. Sometimes we know right away that we made a difference. Sometimes we'll know later. Sometimes we never, ever know. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't do it. So when you go home tonight, I want you to remember to be there for your brothers and sisters and just do it. When I see an acorn, I see enough oak to build a whole village. Plant that acorn, nurture it, watch it grow. Just do it. When I see an apple seed, I see enough apples to feed the whole country. Plant that apple seed, nurture it, watch it grow. Just do it. When I see a flower gone to seed, I see enough flowers to carpet the whole earth. Plant that flower seed, nurture it, watch it grow. Just do it. When I see a tiny baby in a manger, I see enough love to heal the whole world. Believe in that love, nurture it, watch it grow. Just do it. Thank you. What fun. Oh, good.
DeAnn Rasmussen, thank you so much, DeAnn. What a pleasure these showcases are. So great. The talent that comes up hiding out in the woods. And speaking of the woods, let's welcome Holler North. What a great way to wrap the night up. Thank you all so much for being here tonight and supporting the Park Center and supporting the performing arts.
Yes. This has been wonderful. This world has a tendency to break my heart. It just does, and it has. I think for my whole life, I got a bit of a sensitive soul, and so I've had to learn how to deal with that, current reality included. And so this song that we're going to start with is a song that I think represents how Susie and I manage our way through what can often be a difficult world, albeit very beautiful, but often difficult. And it's called Sacred Ground, because what we've discovered is that in this huge world filled with all sorts of problems, if we can find some sacred space in our lives, it can make everything feel like it's going to be okay. And for me, sometimes that sacred space is the few acres of this earth that we don't own it, but we take care of it. And the river that runs across the front of it, and just hearing that river sometimes can be the most healing thing in life. And sometimes sacred ground are these really special moments when some of us gather together to hear great stories and to be moved in ways that we'll remember probably for the rest of our lives. And other times, sacred spaces mean the people in your life, and you don't need a lot of them. We just need a few people that we know we can love and trust and hang on to at all times. And so if you're here struggling today, like I know I'm here struggling today because of the state of the world, just keep in mind to look in this world and find the sacred spaces, the sacred moments, and the sacred people, because those are the things that will truly help us get through.
Backyard happy hour, sitting with my friend playing guitar. Nothing needs my attention right now. Birds singing lullabies, trying to get me to say goodnight. But the sunset's not quite done with her story yet. We're killing time, wasting time. These are the best of times, when there is no time. So stay a while and have another round. This seems right, it feels like sacred ground here with you. Chasing fireflies, elusive light catches my eye. The moon just smiled as she watched me walk away. My bare feet touched the ground, and gravity could not be found. My soul lets go and holds nothing over me. We're killing time, wasting time. These are the best of times, when there is no time. So stay a while and have another round. This seems right, it feels like sacred ground. Here with you, here with you. Amen, hallelujah, just a closer walk with thee. Amazing grace abounds for you, for me. Come thou fount of every blessing, it is well with my soul. Here with you, I am whole. We're killing time, wasting time. These are the best of times, when there is no time. So stay a while and have another round. This seems right, it feels like sacred ground. Here with you. Amen. This is so, so very special to be able to be here with you guys tonight. Like I said, we've been retreating for a year, and to play music, it's funny because I still get nervous, and I've been doing this for years, but I just think it's such a privilege, and I'm so humbled whenever I get the opportunity to do it. So thank you guys so very much. And speaking of that, you have been so warm and welcoming already. Especially you ladies, you've made me feel right at home. Let me tell you why. It's just like being at home. I was in the ladies' room. I've been there a couple times tonight because I've been drinking a lot of water. And a couple times I went in and I noticed that nobody was wanting to put the toilet paper roll on the toilet paper thing. So I feel like I'm just at home. And so I went in a second time. I'm like, maybe someone will put it on the roller. Maybe someone will. I'm just going to see. I'm just going to see because this is how I live my life every day. And so, again, I go in the ladies' room. And still, it's not on the holder at all. So I'm like, dang it, I'm just going to do my good deed for the day. And I'm going to put the toilet paper on the toilet paper holder. So you're welcome, ladies. You're welcome.
You made her feel just at home. There's a little dig there. I got it. I caught it. I caught what I'm picking up what you're laying down, babe.
Thank you. I'm not a comedian, but I try to lay it down once in a while. I don't know. I do love playing in alter ego space. I was a theater kid, and I love musical theater, and some of my songs kind of tend to play in that space a little bit. So we wrote this song, and we had so much fun the night we were writing it, and I was like, this is sassy. This is good. It's called Dinner's Ready. And so we wrote it and put it on the album, and I was asking my kids, I'm like, so Mace, my oldest daughter specifically, I'm like, what'd you think of the album? She's like, it was great, Mom. She was like, but that one song, Dinner's Ready, made me really uncomfortable. And I was like, good,
Perfect.
Job done. Job well done, Mom. That's what we live for, is making our kids feel a little uncomfortable at times. You ready? Here we go. Oh, wait, I got to move the chair because I got to move around on this.
Uh-oh.
This is important. I need my space. Okay. Ready?
Okay.
Go. You're coming home and I'm fixing dinner. I lit all the candles, I feel like a sinner. I'm gonna have my way with you. Lately I can't get your attention, but baby, I give you permission. Come and have your way with me too. Don't make a lady wait around. I didn't pay no money for no merry-go-round. There's plenty of boys at that old fairground. Baby, ask me and do it right now. Looks like you have finally figured it out. You look like a man who has lost his doubts. You got your flowers, you got your ring. You finally got down on your knees. I looked at you and you looked at me. Got it together finally. So baby, come on in. Dinner's ready and it's on me. Now that you're home, let's get things cooking. We kept it on the fire and things are smoking. Baby, don't put out this fire, it's hard to breathe. Don't make a lady wait around, baby, make your move now and don't slow down. I ain't nobody's lost and found, 'cause I'm the best damn girl in this town. Looks like you have finally figured it out. You look like a man who has lost his doubt. You got your flowers, you got your ring. You finally got down on your knees. I looked at you and you looked at me. Got it together finally. So baby, come on in. Dinner's ready and it's on me. It's on me. Dinner's ready. Baby, it's on me. It's on me. It's on me. Dinner's ready, and baby, it's on me. finally got down on your knees. I looked at you and you looked at me. Got it together finally. So baby, come on in. Baby, come on in. Baby, come on in. Dinner's ready and it's on me.
Man,
It's a little hot in here now.
after that song, you wish it wasn't an hour and a half drive back to Phillips after the show. Whew. Well, Susan and I, we...
I'm not going to respond.
You shouldn't. Do not. All right. Okay. Who's blushing? Not me. It's fine. It's just the lights. Well, it's been great to be with you. John, you're spectacular. Amazing storyteller, amazing MC. Just an honor to be here. Amazing hat,
cool
amazing
thing to
jumpsuit.
do.
I could go on.
It's such a cool thing to do this. This
Yes.
is so great.
Michael, thank you for being here. Great sound man, an incredible drummer. Awesome. Love it. Thank you for everything. All the volunteers that help make this happen. I mean, this is special. This is special. The arts means everything. The arts is what keeps humanity alive. So the Park Theater needs to stay here. It needs to be here for longer than we are. So support this place and support all the work that we're doing, that they're doing. This is our first time here, but we'd love to help if we were from here. But we love, Susie and I, we're going to close it out with a little jazzy little number. We love jazz music. I grew up on jazz music. I went to school studying jazz music. I don't know if you guys listen to your music on Spotify, but I listen to a lot of my music on Spotify. And this year they did a new thing where they said your listening age based on the music that you listen to. And because I love like old jazz music so much, Spotify said I was 89 years old. Guess I'm the oldest one in the room tonight, so that's good. So we're gonna end with a cute little jazzy number.
Yes. Oh, and I do want to say I would love to meet more of you. I have a little guest book. I'm doing like an Airbnb thing, but like a concert thing, like what venue we're at and like who, if you want to sign it, tell us your story. We got little prompts if you're a little nervous, like what do I say? Or I want you to do this cover song sometime. So we would love to meet you back there. And then I've got bookmarks that are just free and some chocolates. The bookmarks are of the lyrics Sacred Ground, so if you want to take that home with you, you're welcome to. So
Yeah, even if you don't read, take a bookmark. It's fine. People will think you read then. It'll be nice.
Okay, I'm kind of sitting awkward. I was hoping my strap would come
It'll
in,
be all right.
but it didn't. Amazon did not deliver. So do I cross? Let me see. I'm going to do this. Nope, it's too high. Okay.
These people want to get home tonight, babe. Just
You're having fun, right? Like, you're having fun. Okay, all right. Enough is enough. I never was one to boast.
I was taught when you got a good thing, don't brag.
But I can't help it, baby, 'cause you're the most exceptional
one.
man I know. Baby, oh, you are
My brandy.
whiskey sweet, so old-fashioned lover, and I can't stop making sweet eyes at you. Oh, you have a way about you that's so irresistible. Your lips are so kissable, my unpredictable baby. I so love you.
I always love when you go on and 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 on about me.
Oh my gosh. You're like a nectar on the flower. You come back every hour, my sweet honeybee. Oh, our love so divine, it's hard to define.
Come on.
We make people sick, they think we're out of our minds. Oh, you are
My brandy.
whiskey sweet, so old-fashioned lover, and I can't stop making sweet eyes at you. Get that harmonica out, baby, come on. I love the way that you go on and on and on and on and on about me.
You're like the nectar of a flower. You come back every hour, my sweet Susie B.
Ooh, good one. I see what you did there. Oh, our love so divine, it's hard to define. We make people sick, they think we're out of our minds. Oh, you have a way about you that's so irresistible. Your lips are so kissable, my unpredictable baby. You're so hot, it's criminal, baby. They say our love's delusional, maybe, but I so love you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
What a way to kick off the new year with our first artist showcase. Matt, thank you again. Holler North, DeAnn Rasmussen, and Paul Lawrence, all the volunteers, all of you for coming. Thank you very much. Have a great night. Stay warm.